Hi, this is Sarah Mikesell with the Poultry Site, and today we're here with Danny Leckie. He is the Executive Director of Hatch for Hunger. Thanks for being with us today, Danny.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for having me.
Very good. And we're here in Atlanta, you guys had held a panel discussion
Yep.
during IPPE for a large group of the egg industry here to
Yep.
talk about Hatch for Hunger. So let's start right there. Tell me a little bit about the organization.
Yeah, so Hatch for Hunger was founded in 2015, and it was really built on this idea of could farmers who put the food on the shelves of grocery stores put the food on the shelves of food banks and food pantries? And could we work with them in order to improve access and increase access to animal proteins? And really, this idea of animal proteins can help change lives is the passion behind it. We truly believe that. We've expanded from food pantries now to food banks. Even over the last year, we went from 11 food banks to now 54 food banks.
Wow.
In the last year, 12 states to 21 states. And so we've seen this demand, we've seen this increase. You know, Hatch is really filling a gap and filling a need that's there within the food bank networks. And that's really what we get up and do every day. We have the great privilege and opportunity to increase that access of protein to those who can't maybe afford it themselves, and allow the industry to help provide protein to those no matter what their circumstance is.
Right, and we heard even in the discussion that we were in that, you know, we have families that are on food stamps, and that doesn't always meet the bill, right? Like there's still families that, you know, even if they're getting assistance, it doesn't always mean you can afford certain products, right? Especially protein.
Yeah, and that's the challenge, right? You know, I think the face of hunger is changing. It's not what it used to be 20, 30 years ago. The new face of hunger is the single working parent. It's the parents who are working multiple jobs to make ends meet for their children, and they're having to buy food, but it's not the right kind of food. And so what we can do is help provide the right kinds of food to those families, to help children's bellies feel more full, to help elderly adults who might be at home and can't go to a grocery store receive food that really makes them feel dignified and human and have the opportunity to really get the calories and the nourishment that they need. That's what is changing here. And what we really work to do is bring that protein to all people on a very big scale. And we talked about the number of food banks and pantries that we're in and the number of producers that we work with who really align to what we're doing, and that just continues to grow and grow and grow.
You got to share some of the statistics.
Sure.
You know, it's incredible to me what you guys have accomplished.
Yeah, so
especially in the last year.
Yeah,
right?
If you go back to when we were founded, you know, we were founded and we were delivering 5,000 dozen eggs a month. If you fast forward to 2019, we were about 80,000 dozen eggs a month. Last year, on average, we were about 300,000 dozen eggs a month. And that grew and grew and grew. And now we're at delivering 5.1 million dozen eggs to food banks and food pantries in a year that was faced with challenges, faced with COVID, faced with high path AI, faced with runaway inflation, faced with carton shortages, box shortages, you name it. But really the heart of the industry showed through. They supported us. They maintained supply for Hatch because they believed in what we were doing. We pivoted to purchasing eggs, which was a really big change for our model. We work off of a shared value model. We use that model to help create value through the entire chain, from producer to food bank to community. And we believe that animal protein can help create that generational change in communities that really creates lasting impacts in people's lives.
Very good. Well, my other question was, what's making Hatch successful? And you covered a lot of that there. Is there, I mean, one of the questions that continues to mull around in my mind is how did you keep it sustainable through some of these really high egg prices that we're seeing due to avian influenza impact, right?
Yeah, I mean, we maintained a sustainable model because of the partnerships we have, the belief and the mission in what we do, the alignment from the organizations we work with. They carved out that room for us. We built those relationships over a long period of time. The moment was met when the moment needed to be met. The increased demand, the working poor, the lines were longer last year than they were during COVID. And so the producer industry really stepped up. They sacrificed profits to fulfill a mission and to help feed people and really do what farmers do best, right? They feed all people, no matter what the circumstance is. And we are so grateful for that. And we are able to grow our partnerships, grow our producer relationships, and grow from coast to coast. You know, we're
Right.
California to Florida to Michigan. We cover the whole country now, and we went from a regional nonprofit to a national nonprofit in the course of 8 months,
Yeah.
and it was a tremendous transition for us.
So tell me, what's your message out to our producers, our U.S. producers specifically, right?
Yep.
Because this isn't
Yep.
global yet, right?
Yeah.
But how can they get involved?
Yeah, so they can get involved. They can visit www.hatchforhunger.com. They can talk to other producers. You know, we work with more than 12 different producers, egg brokers, different organizations that know Hatch, that know what we're doing. I'd encourage people to reach out, share their network, and really look at opportunities to find sustainable solutions to ending problems. In this case, a sustainable solution to end hunger. We believe that we can bring food security to this country through animal protein. And so those folks who aren't connected to something, help educate your communities, advocate for your communities, your local pantries and shelters, and engage, right? You don't have to work with Hatch to make a difference, but we certainly would like for you to do that so that we can make sure that it's strategic giving and not just giving.
Right.
There's a difference. Many folks will just provide a product. We can help provide where it should go, where the need is, and create that equitable access across the entire system.
Yeah, you really have the infrastructure set up now to expand this even further and potentially into other proteins too.
Correct, yeah. So we've now created a 21 state, map.
Yeah.
And that map is helping us now expand into new proteins. The demand is there. We've had food banks say, if you can do what you do with eggs, with chicken and beef and turkey, we want to work with you on those products as well.
Great.
And that's just, again, a testament to the industry, to the producer's heart, right? We're just the strategic giving vehicle, we say, for them. But it's their belief in what we do and the belief to feed people that is really what shines through for us. So.
It's the nature of farmers,
It is,
really,
yeah,
right?
at the core of who they are. Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for all the information today,
You bet.
Danny.
Yep, thank you.
This is Sarah Mikesell with the Poultry Site.